AstraZeneca's COVID-19 vaccine was shown to be effective. One major difference with the other vaccines is that this one shows a reduction in asymptomatic cases. That means it might also stop people from passing it on. Charlie DeGata has more.
Large-scale trials showed the vaccine prevented more than 70% of people from getting COVID. That number jumps up to 90% if half the dose is used, followed by a booster shot of a full dose. Data shows it works across all age groups, and it's safe. Mild side effects include headache, fatigue, and a sore arm. Volunteers were also swabbed on a weekly basis to see if it showed a reduction in asymptomatic cases when people spread the virus without knowing they had it.
The reason we did all of those swabs was to ask the question, could a vaccine prevent transmission as well as disease? And this is one way of doing that. I think it's the first vaccine to report on that endpoint.
The U.S. Warp Speed program has pumped more than $1 billion into the development of the Oxford vaccine in return for an initial rollout of 300 million doses. The vaccines only need basic refrigeration rather than deep freeze temperatures. That makes distribution easier and faster. Upscaling the manufacture of the vaccine is also easier, and AstraZeneca have pledged to make 3 billion doses in 2021. Now, the big question is, when are we going to see this in the United States? Well, AstraZeneca said that they're in conversations with the FDA. But it is possible that this vaccine may be rolled out to other countries before it reaches America. Charlie DeGata, CBS News, Oxford, England.
AstraZeneca says they'll submit their vaccine for regulatory approval in the UK immediately. As for the FDA, AstraZeneca said this morning they'd be speaking with regulators as to how quickly that can be done. And the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention has issued a new recommendation for international travelers. The agency says travelers should get a COVID test 1 to 3 days before their flight to reduce the risk of spread. They should also get tested 3 to 5 days after returning home. If the test is negative, travelers should stay home for 7 days. If a traveler does not get tested, it's safest to stay home for 14 days. And the CDC has reversed course when it comes to cruise ship travel and now says don't do it. The agency has upgraded the risk of cruise travel to a level 4, its highest risk level for contracting COVID-19. The warning also includes river cruises and international cruises. But if you're determined to set sail, the CDC recommends getting tested 3 to 5 days after your trip. And even if you do test negative, you should stay home for a full week.